The Chelsea Supporters Trust has written to the club CEO Chris Jurasek, Gab, complaining that the mood amongst fans is critically low. And they also talked about the club becoming a laughing stock and irreversible toxicity.
Yes.
Toxicity.
Yeah,
what do you make of it?
They purposely put in all those
and all those hard words for me.
I mean,
they have a point. You could tell from the outside, even me as a non-Chelsea fan.
Yeah, it's obvious, right? When you spend $1 billion, you've had the last 2 years, and I go back to this, if they finish where they are now, they will have 2 consecutive seasons finishing outside the top 10. Chelsea, since 1995, have had 1 season in which they finished outside the top 6. So, yeah, inevitable, right? This guy, Jurasek, just arrived. He's not a football guy. He's more like a manager guy. Maybe this is what they need. It's a guy who can make cold-hearted decisions. He wrote back and talked about how, they have this fan advisory board.
Yeah.
But that's not the Chelsea Supporters Trust. So, obviously, there's going to be some tension between the two, as there often is, between Supporters Trust and the club. I'm sure Jurasek realizes all this, and he has to find a way to thread the needle. But I think the way that, this stuff always comes up when teams aren't doing well on the pitch.
Yeah.
And that's the reality of people don't care. Look, do you think Man City cares that, do their fans get consulted on big decisions involving? No. Do their fans go, oh, you sold Cole Palmer and you didn't tell us? No, they don't care because the club is well run and doing well.
Yeah.
And when clubs are doing badly, this is when fans complain.
Forest have been handed a 4-point penalty for violating the Premier League's profit and sustainability regulations, Gab. Does this sound fair to you, the 4 points? I mean, Everton got 10, then reduced to 6.
Yeah, it does. One of the big things here has to do with they sold Brennan Johnson in the summer for $60 million, and apparently they were short $43 million, but they sold him, after July 1st. So they're going to appeal based on that. I don't know, but we'll see what the lawyers say and whatever. But I think, the closer we get to the end of the season, the more impact it's going to have on the table because the more positions are going to be solidified. Looking at this now, look at the bottom of the table. Brentford 26, Everton 25, and bear in mind they could have another points penalty coming their way. Luton Town 22, Forest 21, Burnley 17, Sheffield United 14. Bottom 3 go down. That draw between Luton and Forest is just so huge this past weekend. So I hope they're not doing this so that we can have an exciting
last day of the season.
Yeah, last few weeks of the season. No, honestly, if you were really cynical, just look for decisions going against Brentford. Look for the point penalty for Everton. Look for Burnley and Sheffield United getting a little bit jammy.